Hey, all you Mandela trolls and Mandela believers. This is Mandela Man coming at you today with two quick things. I believe I found the original North and South America again. And it's in a old propaganda Soviet film from 1949 from Moscow called Mr. Twister. Mr. Twister. We're going to look at a little bit of this, and then I'm going to go over dead celebrities that came back to life with you guys. A comprehensive list. So let's look at this cartoon, and I'll kind of point some things out to you guys. So, okay, right here, I believe this is supposed to be in New York or New York Harbor, maybe. I'm not sure. Since Mr. Twister comes from Chicago, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. We're going to pause periodically. There's pentagrams on this cup right here. Let's see if I can adjust the contrast for you guys. Make it a little better. Let's see. Okay, maybe that helps a little bit. All right. Okay. Okay, now first, we actually see some kind of ball earth here, but it's kind of so dark, it makes it hard to make out, even though this right here, let me bring it up a little bit with the light. I don't know if you guys can make it out. This is actually South America, below North America. You got Africa looking small again, kind of like it used to be. And this is Europe and the Soviet Union, and Australia way down here. And on the edge. But like I say, it's hard to see because it's so dark. See if it look any better up here. You guys see that? Okay. On from there. Okay. You see planes, liquor bottles, cities. It says cities. See that? Cities. Telephone. Then we have here what looks like an ancient Phoenician ship sailing. It says the SAS. Maybe that's seas. Another plane flying around here. Okay. Buildings. Then we get this weird image right here. Almost looks like Nibiru and a plane flying around Nibiru. This weird kind of death skeleton thing. I'll have to get close up for you guys to see that. You guys see that weird death mask thing? I don't know, maybe that's the demon that opened CERN or something. But, what is this emblematic of? What does this symbolize here? With the nuclear lines going around the red planet, right? Not liking what I'm seeing so far, right? Avis, I don't know what that means. Got a little penguin right here. Okay. Then we have, Europe. Here's Ireland. The New Italy kind of going sideways. So that's weird, right? Over here is Spain. Spain, right? Okay, what else? Okay, flashes on the plane there. Okay, Scotch whiskey, more of the world in the back, kind of hard to identify. Plain cigarettes. Okay, now we get this weird image where we have the ball Earth down here, right? Ball Earth. Not quite sure what landmass this might be. Plane shooting off into space, I guess, aerospace or something. And then in the back, we got the big red planet. Mars, Nibiru, what do you guys think? And now we got the kicker, okay? Here is the globe, the ball Earth, the way I remember it, at least North and South America for the most part. We got South America directly under North America. The only odd part about this is we have this up here. I mean, is this supposed to be Greenland here? Shouldn't it be over here more? You guys tell me. That looks a little weird, but besides that, you got your North and South America kind of the way we saw it in the Secret Origins video, right? You guys see that? Okay, I'll spin it a little more. You see that? Totally normal. But then, at one point, we do kind of get the whole side of water like we have now. And then, you know, we got Australia, a little too close to here, the way I remember it. But for the most part, you know, kind of the same, except for what is this here? This hook thing. See this hook? What is that? The hook in the little island? What is that? You know, below India here. Okay, right? What's going on in this area? That's what I want to know. You guys tell me. You got Europe. You can't really see it, but the boot is tilted. Let's see if I can bring it back a little. Alright, going through it again. It's hard to make out, but Italy is tilted a little bit here. It's very hard to make out on this video. Even if I get up close. It's kind of hard to see it. See if I run it back, you guys can look at it all together. But, you know, if you look at Africa, it kind of looks like it's the old size it used to be, right? I'm going to run it back one more time for you guys. Get a close-up version. That plane wants to get in the way. There, you guys see it. There's the boat going sideways. It's really that and Australia being too close and whatever this is. Those are the only real inconsistencies mostly on this map. Okay, so I'll run it through you guys for you guys. Okay. So that, to me, looks a little bit more like the world that we remember anyway. Okay. I'm going to run it back one more time here. There, I just wanted to have that in the picture while I do this. So, now we're going to go over the list of dead celebrities that came back to life, right? This is the comprehensive list that I've come up with so far, okay? We have Gene Wilder, a.k.a. Willy Wonka, okay? He died in 83. Well, no, it should be 93. He died in 1993, shortly after his wife Gilda. If you look up in the records, he still got sick with what he was killed by, but in this world, he miraculously got better, right? Now he's alive, and he just died again last week, or about a week, about a week and a half ago, okay? Gene Wilder, number one. Number two, Louis Anderson, comedian, died in the 90s or early 2000s. As of right now, he's still alive, back alive, okay? Annette Funicello lived way longer in this world than I ever remember her living, so count Annette Funicello. Number 4 is Catherine Coulson, a.k.a. the Log Lady from Twin Peaks. She died like 5 or 6 days after David Lynch signed the contract with Showtime for the new 3rd season of Twin Peaks. But here, in this alternate reality, or whatever you want to call it, she lived another 6 months, and she's able to appear in the new episodes. You know, she lived another 6 months, and she just lived just enough to appear in the new episodes. You know, when originally, like I say, she passed away only 5 or 6 days after getting all the cast together to rally behind David Lynch, so Showtime would give him what he wanted, money-wise, creative-wise, in order to make the new episodes. Number 5 is Nelson Mandela. He died in 83, but then he also was alive to become president of Africa. And somebody else noticed that, like Charles Manson, he also has Manson in his name. It's like the son of man, right, from the Bible. Nelson Mandela, right? Son, man, Della. Man, son, right? Weird coincidence, right? Okay, number 6 is Jim Nabors, a.k.a. Gomer Pyle. He died in... Died 2005, some time ago, from lung cancer. Still alive in 2015. Oh, still alive, maybe even to this day. Billy Graham is number 7. He died at least 2 or 3 times before. I want to say 1987, 1995, and 2011. But he's still alive to this day. Again. Then we got Brian Dennehy, number 8, who died a few years back around 2009 or 2011. Now he is still alive. Brian Dennehy. Number 9. I seem to remember Dom DeLuise dying before 2003. Okay? He never made the second, or let's say 3rd and 4th America Tale movies, but, in this world, he lived to make them, right? Okay, Fats Domino died over 30 years ago. Now he's still alive, and he actually appears in a show. I've watched every episode, Treme on HBO. He was never in it. He wasn't the artist that, I forget the character's name, who makes the Katrina opera, went to have some famous musicians play on his record. Well, Fats Domino wasn't one of them. I watched this show religiously. But, in this world, it's Fats Domino. He appears in the show. Okay, number 11. Then we got Whitey Bulger, famous mobster. He died in 2003, I believe, yet he is still alive. Now, I'm pretty sure he had to die for them to get the rights to make the movie with Johnny Depp. And I'm pretty sure at the end of that movie, it also said that he had died in text going down the screen, right? Not in this world. He's still alive in this world, right? Okay. Number 12. Fidel Castro. He died around 2007, 2008. The man was dictator for life. Okay. His brother was only allowed to take the country's reins after Fidel was dead and buried. That's the way a dictator works, especially in a communist country. He's dictator for life. He doesn't step down and let his brother take over until he's dead, right? But in this world, Raul still took over the country, but now Fidel's back to life, sitting right next to his brother. That would never happen with the dictator. Never in a million years, right? Number 13, Muhammad Ali. He died at least 3 times. In 2009, 2013, and then again in 2016, just recently. And maybe even once in the 80s or 90s, right? Late 80s, early 90s. Okay, number 14, Dick Cavett. Died years ago, now he's still alive. The thing about Dick, too, is in this world, in the original world, his name was Cavett. Cavettete. Now it's Cavettt. He dropped that the E is gone at the end of the name, right? So he's Dick Cavett instead of Cavett, right? Also, I guess somebody had a heart attack on his show years ago, but not in this world. That never happened. It was like a health nut came on the show and had a heart attack in front of everybody. Never happened. Never happened, apparently. All right, number 15, one of the more interesting ones, Chuck Barris. 1960s and 70s TV personality, creator and producer of The Gong Show, and CIA operative. Died years ago. In this reality, the man is still alive. A movie was made about his dualistic life, titled Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, starring Sam Rockwell and directed by George Clooney. See how that Looney, it kind of connects to the video I just made, right? And I'm pretty sure at the end of that movie, they also had text coming down the screen telling how he died or when he died, right? That's not in the movie; it's gone, right? Because he never died. Okay, number 16, Carol Channing, died years ago, but now she still lives. The weird thing about Carol Channing is she played the White Queen in the Alice in Wonderland was only made for TV twice. Okay, I believe once in the late 80s and then in 2003 or 4 again. Okay. And in the first one, Carol Channing plays the White Queen. Okay, if you look up her performance of the White Queen and the song she sings, it's got a lot of clues to the Mandela effect. Also, Gene Wilder, the whole time he was dead, he didn't work, he didn't make anything. He only appeared in one, let's say, 5 to 6, maybe 7-minute segment from the second Alice in Wonderland that was made for TV. And he plays, of all things, the mock turtle. So mock means it's like a clone, like a fake, right? Kind of makes you wonder if these people really came back to life or if they're clones or what. And to be honest, when you watch that Alice in Wonderland, anybody could have superimposed Gene Wilder into there as the mock turtle. Easily with computers. It looks so cheap. And he only appears for such a short time singing a song about soup, like the primordial soup, right? He does a scene with the griffin, okay? You guys into symbology, you'll know what I'm talking about. So anyway, that's 16 is Carol Channing. So 17, we got Nichelle Nichols. I want to say her name was Michelle Nichols, but now it's Nichelle Nichols, and that's Lieutenant Uhura from the original Star Trek. She died, but she's back alive now, okay? Number 18, Neill Armstrong. He died in 2012. And then, again, in 2013, a year later. Okay? The record was all changed to reflect that. Number 19, another interesting one. Max von Sydow died in 1996, yet he still lives. And it's real interesting because I think he's the one actor that's been in the most Luciferian, let's say, Luciferian movies in Hollywood. I mean, he's done countless of movies about vampires and the devil and da-da-da-da, right? He still works. Still alive. Max von Sydow. Okay, number 20, Shirley Temple. Died years ago, but here she still lived until 2014. So she's no longer alive, but she lived a lot longer than I or anybody else close to me remembers. Okay? Number 22, Captain Kangaroo. He died at least once, if not twice. Now, still alive. Captain Kangaroo, still alive. Number 23 is Peter Fonda. He died of cancer in 2011, I believe. Now he's still alive. Still alive. And I even thought it might have been throat cancer, and he was in a movie where he had a throat thing, but maybe that's just a movie. I'm not sure. Okay, then we got number 24, Dick Clark. He died at least 2 times as of April 2012. What I'm pretty sure I saw him at New Year's Eve, and a lot of people say there's malfunctioning clones out there. He sure looked like one of them. I don't know if what's going on with that, if he has a disease in this world or what's the deal. But Dick Clark died at least 2 times. Okay, number 25, Ann B. Davis, Alice from the Brady Bunch, died in the 1980s. Still alive. Apparently still alive. Still alive. Okay. Number 26, Dick Van Patten. He died earlier. But here, in this universe, he died in 2015, just last year. Dick Van Patten, right? Number 27 is Karen Carpenter. She died in 1973, but then she died again in 1983, 10 years later. Go watch a video of her, singing a song at age 37. It just don't look right? Okay, then we got number 28 is Kirk Douglas. He died around 2011, 2013. And I remember it was ABC or NBC had a special where they had Michael Douglas and Zeta Jones on there, and they were crying their eyes out about how Dad died, right? How Kirk Douglas died. We all remember this. Now he's still alive, and he's 99 years old, right? Okay. Mickey Rooney's number 29. He's still alive. I thought he had died quite a while ago, right? Number 30, Wilford Brimley. I believe he's the Quaker Oats guy. He played Postmaster General on Seinfeld. He's back alive also. He's still alive. He's still walking around. Number 31 is cartoonist Harry R. Crumb. Pretty sure he died in the 90s. They made something about it on HBO. We're at the end of that HBO special about him that it told when he died, and can't exactly remember when it was, but I know that he did die. The man's still alive. Okay. Then we got 2 at the end that I'm unsure of. Now these are unsure. So we got 32, Gary Coleman. A lot of people believe he died in the 90s, and then he died again in 2010. I want to say that's right, but I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on Gary Coleman. I'm not 100%. And then number 33, Well, I guess 21 got cut out, so we'd be on 32, I guess now. But anyway, is Ed Asner, which so many people tell me that he died before. I never remember him dying personally. So, I mean, to me, that's not 100% effect for me personally. But a lot of people agree on that he was apparently gone. Okay. Now, something I noticed about these people that came back to life is a lot of them, there's a pattern to these deaths, right? So we look at Gene Wilder and Louis Anderson. We got two very, very clean comedians. Don't believe in swearing. You know what I'm saying? Very clean, very all-American clean comedians, right? We got Annette Funicello, who worked for Disney. Okay, very all-American, right? Catherine Coulson, the log lady, she's kind of a one-off. She's kind of different. She doesn't really fit the pattern as well. But I think so many people wanted her to appear in Twin Peaks that the will of the mind might have brought her back to life, right? Nelson Mandela, okay, we all hear that he secretly kind of works with the CIA, or when he was in prison, he ratted out his revolutionaries, right? So he's a government guy. He worked for the United Nations, right? He became president of Africa. Boy, you don't get more New World Order than that, right? Jim Nabors, another all-American comedian, totally clean. Gomer Pyle is brainwashing for the military, right? Billy Graham, the what do you call him? The evangelist to the presidents, the priest to the presidents, right? Very all-American, right? Brian Dennehy always played a cop on TV, very all-American, you know. Dom DeLuise, another super, super clean comedian, never swears, right? Very all-American type of thing. Fats Domino, yeah, you can say what you want about Fats, but, I put him in that category of like Richie Valens and all of them, very, very kind of all-American, one of the first black men, to be accepted into the rock and roll, R&B, blues radio play, right? We got Whitey Bulger, who only got away with what he did as a mobster because he was an informant for the FBI/CIA, right? Worked with the government, okay? Fidel Castro, a New World Order, Illuminati, communist, leader of a country, right there with the New World Order, right? Muhammad Ali, very another black man who was accepted by most Americans very early on, very all-American type of person, I would say. Another one that seems like a malfunctioning clone, though, too. Dick Cavette, man, you don't get more milquetoast, more white, corny, all-American type of guy than that, right? Gets to have all these controversial guests on his TV, but always keeps it calm, right? Chuck Barris, who claimed that he was a CIA operative. I don't have to explain that, do I? You guys see the pattern going on here, right? Very all-American. I mean, Christ, the Gong Show, right? All-American. Carol Channing, another super, super clean comedian. Super, super clean. Nichelle Nichols, Lieutenant O'Hara from Star Trek, she worked for NASA. Just like our next person, Neill Armstrong, worked for NASA, right? You guys see the pattern? Max von Sydow works for Lucifer. Bringing Lucifer into the American household through the television, right? Shirley Temple, her last name Temple, like a Masonic temple. Very all-American little girl, It doesn't get more all-American, okay? Captain Kangaroo, again, all American, clean, super clean for the kids, right? Captain Kangaroo, right? There was even a Lone Gunman episode, the last one that they made. If you ever seen that series, the first episode exposes 9/11 5 months before it happens. And the last episode talks about a Captain Kangaroo type show where the Captain Kangaroo character is a spy for the government. So maybe there's something there. Maybe it's just coincidence. Then we got Peter Fonda. His whole family, very bringing communism to America, let's say. Very all-American, but definitely bringing those communist ideals into America. I mean, look at the sister, right? She's over there doing USO shows, but also speaking against the Vietnam War, right? It's just a whole slew of things going on there. Dick Clark, Mr. All-American. Okay? I don't have to explain that, I hope. Ann B. Davis, on the Brady Bunch, which that show doesn't get more all-American. Okay, Dick Van Patten, another Disney person. Okay, working for Disney. All-American. Karen Carpenter, what do you guys think? All-American, right? She might have sang one song about suicide, but every other song was real, light fluff, all-American type stuff. Mr. Kirk Douglas, God, you don't get more all-American, Mickey Rooney, come on. And Wilford Brimley, these guys are all American. A lot of Johnny Carson guests back alive on this list, right? Harry R. Crumb, the all-American cartoonist, right? Very a clean cartoonist, I would call him, even though he drew people very augmented and gross. He still was covering the American landscape of all American ideas. Then you got Gary Coleman, who's on a show where he's, a rich millionaire, a rich all-American millionaire. Different Strokes is paying for him to, two inner city kids, two brothers, to come live, with this white aristocratic rich person, right? Different Strokes. Also, the name has changed. If you guys don't know, it's not different. Different. It's different, like it's urban slang. You know what I mean? Like DIFF apostrophe RENT. Different. It's not even a real word, you guys. And then Ed Asner, who, even though he's a liberal, is a 9/11 truther. But, back in the day when it was the Mary Tyler Moore Show, a very all-American comedian, right? So you guys see the pattern of all-American government shills that they all get to be back alive, but no Kurt Cobains, no Jimi Hendrixes, no Janis Joplins, nobody like that. Nothing like that. No Heath Ledger, nobody like that. Only people who worked for the system on this list here. This is my comprehensive file. It's full. We're going to do more of these, but I got to get flashcards. So these are the dead people I found back alive. Please comment below if you remember any more that I'm missing off my list. And like I say, this Earth back here, is this how you remember North and South America? Kind of right below? Right below? Right? Right below? What does that mean for the Panama Canal? Does anybody know? You guys comment on the video, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, alright? Peace.